Okay. Hey y'all. This is my first video here. But we're gonna start this thing off for the people who have never heard me speak or anything. I'm gonna let you know what I'm gonna be talking about and what you can learn from this. Or what you might can share with me and share with others of your struggle and your survival. Have the courage to step up. But this thing right here is going to be about domestic violence. And when I say domestic violence, I'm not just saying domestic violence for just in relationships. You can have domestic violence when it comes down to your family members, friends, workers, people you just know in general. Domestic violence comes in all types of different fashion, forms, and shapes. You can also have the biggest domestic, we're just gonna say this, the biggest domestic violence cases happens within families and in relationships. There's very seldomly things like that at work. If it is, it's just something really wrong with that person, like really, really wrong. So we're gonna start this thing off with what would you do? So the things about what would you do be the things that I'm gonna be asking. Basically, what would you do? So what would you do if it was your child sitting on a bed watching you get beaten? What would you do? What would you do if all you can think about is your children? You don't want to lose your children because your children, you are all your children have. What would you do? Would you ball up and just cower away and just let this man beat on you so you don't lose your rights to your kids, so you don't go to jail? But in the process, you're hurting yourself. So what would you do? What would you do if it was your child watching you get the life beat out of you, and the only thing or the only person you have around to call out for help is your child? What would you do? What would you do if all these things transpired every single day for years on and on and on? And you too scared to tell anyone about it, but you're bold enough to stand up just a little bit, but only to see that you get knocked right back down. What would you do? It's like, what would you do if it was your daughters sitting on the bed hovering each other while just watching you get stewed up by their dad, the person that says, oh, daddy loves you, daddy's gonna protect you? How? When you're beating their mother in front of them. What would you do if it was your son sitting there watching their dad beat their mom? What would you do? Would you let those little girls think that it's okay to get beaten every single day by being just what would you do? Being beaten every single day is something that is a terrible thing for anyone to watch, anyone to go through. Domestic violence is really real. What would you do if you seen your siblings getting abused by their mother, y'all father, their father? What would you do? Would you just sit back and watch it and let it go on? Would you say something to someone? Would you step up? What would you do? What would you do if you was in the facility and then you seen people where they was being mistreated and you knew it was wrong? What would you do? See, there's going to be different scenarios to different things dealing with domestic violence. There don't always have to be domestic violence dealing with just a relationship. You can have your children disrespecting you. Your children can rear back at you and get ready to hit you, attack you. You also have children out here that have killed their parents. Some say demons took over. Some say it was demonic spirits. Some say that they don't even know what just happened. They just snapped. Some even just tell the truth. Shawty was doing this right here, so this is why I did that. Yeah, that be the case of domestic violence. Things go on over and over and over and over and over, but no one stops. No one says anything. No one stops to help. No one gives the time to care. Domestic violence is really real, and you have people that cries out for help, but then also their help just get ignored. I mean, their cry just get ignored. So domestic violence is really real. So what would you do? Let me tell you what I did. When it came down to my children having to watch me get beat, the only person I had to cry out to was them. I cried out to them. I cried out to the only thing there was I had. But guess what? I trained them babies. I trained them just in case, because all the things that I've been through and all the things that they've seen me go through, you train them to do what it is that you need them to do. No, it's not right, but it's to save their life and our life. See, me and my children, we're domestic violence victims, and we're also survivors. I'm 28 years old, and I have 3 children, 3 beautiful girls. One of them is 6. She'll be 7 in January. One of them is 2. She'll be 3 in December. And I just had a baby, October 18th. This is 2019. But peep this, y'all. I had a C-section. Yeah, I had a C-section. But with me being a single mom, ain't no time for all that sit back, kick back type stuff. Nah, because what would I do if it was no one else around? What would I do? I would have to pull this load all by myself. So the thing about this is, I gave myself time enough to heal up. It was like 3 days at home and then 3 days at the hospital. So that was like, 6 days. So, yeah, but then I got back on my grind. So, so this is what I did. I picked up my life after being abused, almost killed. My 2 girls almost killed. My 2 oldest, not the youngest. All this happened in October of last year. Picked up everything and we got relocated. We got relocated to a place where everything would be okay. Even though all the things that we went through, it was okay. Because guess what? The number one person that I knew that could help me, and I know it can help you, if you do not know, let's just pause. Do you know God? Do you believe in God? If not, I really consider you going to him into prayer and asking to find him. Because that man is really real and he really do miraculous things. That man really does have your back when you think no one else does. He really do have your back when you think nobody else does. So let me tell you how good my God is. Now play. So, what I ended up doing was believing in God, trusting in God, and relocating my whole life. Me, my 2 children, we came on to the state that we're in now. I can't tell you. I'm sorry. But anyways, I got myself back together as much as I could, starting at a domestic violence shelter. It was hard for me to get into one at first, so I was in a hotel, and there was this lady that she helped pay for rooms for me and my children, and I really do thank the lady. Name to be disclosed. So I was just very thankful that God kept me guided in that path. And then he also put a great man in my life where he also guided me, that was a good friend for a while. So he came along and seen that I was in the situation I was in, and he helped me, guided me, dealing with church and all of that. So it helped me get through things that I need to get through, dealing with what I just had went through, of having to fight for my life and my children's lives, because we was finna die. So I picked my life up, okay? Let's just say this. I got my GED on October 7th. I had a baby on October 18th. My goal was to get my GED before I had my baby, and I did it. Also, my goal was to go back to school for nursing, and I'm doing it. I'm a single mom, and it is, let's see, 5:50 in the morning. This is the time that I do my homework. Because the simple fact of it is, I have a crying baby that always is up, but I'm a single mom, and that's what I do. I have to clean the whole house. I have to get a little bit of sleep in where I can. I go to school Monday through Friday, and take care of my other 2 children. And I just enjoy doing whatever it is that I do. So times get rough, but that's what I did. On a standpoint basis of what would you do, this is what I did. So I had to be strong-minded to pick myself up and leave. And it took the man putting his hands on my children, trying to take the life of my children, for me to say, okay, I done had enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Do you understand me, you girls? You don't have to go through that. Do you understand me, people? Y'all don't have to go through that. You don't have to go through somebody mistreating you, bullying you, pushing you around, like roughing you up. You ain't got to deal with none of that. Let me tell you, you do not. Know your worth, because you do have a worth. Know that worth, find that worth, and live that worth. So what I'm going to be telling y'all in my videos is that we're going to get through domestic violence together. My next video is going to be the beginning of how it all started. This is just a rundown of what we're going to go through and what we're going to talk about together. We're going to do these videos together. You should subscribe to me. You should like me. You should even share me and tell everybody the good news about what is finna to go down. Because what is finna to go down is finna to be so freaking epic. Just know this. It's so epic because you're going to take a walk with me. No editing of none of my videos. You're going to see all my little wild sides. You're going to just have so much fun with me on my walk of struggle of survival. Remember this name. So I really, 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 really feel like that you should tag, you should like, you should share, you should subscribe to Struggle of Survival. I'm so excited, you guys, because of you is what's giving me the courage to be able to share my life with y'all, to help y'all. So I really, really, really don't think you want to miss out on this. So we're going to be talking about domestic violence and how you can get through it, and how you should have the balls to own up and just say, okay. So yeah.